Okay, guys, the forbidden exercise. Never try this at home. Okay, this is just a demonstration in stability. Here's me just jumping up on the stability ball. This is highly, highly dangerous. I don't recommend you ever try this. Okay, here's me jumping up on the stability ball. I have very strong stability in my legs, just a demonstration in stability. Let me squat down here so I can stay inside the shot. Why do we build stability in our legs? Why don't we not just build these huge, giant muscles on your legs? Well, giant muscles are good, but stable muscles are better, okay? It's a lot better. I'll tell you why. Okay, let's talk about why. Imagine you were crossing a bridge and the bridge was very shaky. It was very unsturdy. The bridge swayed left and right. What do you think would happen? Well, you'd probably cross that bridge very slowly, one step at a time. You'd be very, very careful. And you know what? You might fall and hurt yourself, okay? It's kind of the same thing in sports. If the bridge is very sturdy, I can now apply a lot more force with a lot more confidence, okay? These legs here, as I'm playing my sport, whatever comes my way, my legs can handle it. If they can handle going up and down on a stability ball, if they can stabilize a stability ball, they could stabilize any situation in combat or any sport, okay? Now, think about this, okay? The most important things I want you to consider when you're playing sports is alignment, okay? Keeping our body aligned. This is the most important factor. Second, we want to keep our muscles loose, okay? We don't want tight muscles. We don't want soreness. We want our system to be loose. And number three, we need stability. This is the one thing I think most athletes miss out on. Okay, we need very, very good stability. How do we build stability like this? Well, it takes some time, but it's very, very doable. Like, I think everybody can build this kind of stability with the correct exercises. And that's what you're about to see in this video. I think if you guys study this video and do the drills, it won't be long before you can get up and stand on a stability ball and have very, very healthy knees, okay? Check it out.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Tristar Gym channel. Today's episode we're talking about knees. The number one question I get these days is, Coach, how do I take care of my knees? My knees hurt, my knees injured, what do I do? Guys, in this video, that was the intro for my new program, Strong and Stable Knees for Life. Strong and Stable program is now out on jujiclub.com. Check out the promo code SSP20. Promo code, get $20 off. Guys, you'll never get it at this price again. Make sure to pick it up now before it's sold to a major company and they jack up the price on you, okay? This, in my opinion, should be mandatory. Everybody who's training at Tristar Gym from now on, you will all be getting a copy of this video. It's so important. So one question I get all the time, I see people exercising in the gym and I'm constantly, helping people with their form, how to neutralize their spine, neutralize their neck, knees out, knees in the correct way. And I put it all in the video, because I know a lot of you have pain in your knee. Jiu-Jitsu and MMA is the most brutal sport on the face of the earth, okay? Maybe rugby and football are up there with it too. But our sport, it's designed to injure the other guy's leg, kick him in the knee, twist his leg, grab him in the heel hook, rip his knee off. We're in the most brutal sport in the world. And to survive in our sport, to do our sport, you have to have strong and stable legs. Strong and stable legs will protect your knee. Now, I put an emphasis on knees because knees is the worst injury to have, of course, after spine. When you injure your knee, if it's an ACL or PCL tear, it's a major injury. Okay, then you're out for a long time. You're out for 6 months. You lose muscle on your knees. You lose muscle in your legs, and then the calibration of your legs are always off. George St. Pierre, he broke his ACL, and they told us on average, 2 years later, athletes break the other ACL. So we knew it. We did everything preparing ourselves, bringing in experts not to let that second ACL break. And guess what? It also broke. Okay, so there are many reasons why we want to protect our knees. Because one ACL tear usually leads to another tear 2 years down the line. The calibration between the two legs is very hard to fine tune. It is very hard to tune properly. Okay, so in this video, I'm showing you guys so much of what I learned from the SSL program, from working with Kelly Starrett, and of course, my own unique flavor of stability training, advanced stability training. That's what it is. I take you from step 1 to step 2 to really, really high level of stability training. The forbidden exercise, never to be done. Okay, this is only black belt level stability. Those with black belt level stability that can do this type of exercise. It is a very, very dangerous thing for somebody with a normal level or below normal level of stability in their legs to try. Okay, you will injure yourself. Okay, so in the video, I teach you safe progressions to work your way up all the way to black belt stability. Now, why do we want to be strong and stable? A lot of people out there, they have knee pain and they try to use corrective exercises. I don't believe in corrective exercises at all. At all. I think it's a waste of time. There's so much to do in a martial arts career. There's so much to do in your sport. Corrective exercises, in my opinion, are a waste of time. What we need to do is scale up and down. Make it easier, make it harder. Okay, so I show you how to do that in the video. It's very, very simple. The video is cut into two parts. Okay, first 45 minutes, 1 hour. Okay, there's two parts. The first part is 1 hour, but in the first 45 minutes, I pretty much give you everything you need. You guys know my teaching style. It's straight to the point. It's concise. It's something you'll rewatch 10 times and learn new things over and over again. The second part is also an hour long. The video is 2 hours long, guys. 2 hours. You'll protect your body for life. The second part is more of a podcast. I'm talking to you about all the details you need. Okay, when to wear a knee pad, when not to wear a knee pad, when to go see a physiotherapist, when not to go see a physiotherapist. What is the pain rule? How do you manage pain? When to train with pain and when not to train with pain. It's all in the video. I give you so many details that world-class athletes use. I've trained so many athletes. I've rehabilitated countless knees. I've helped so many people with their injuries that I wanted to do a video also on the spine, okay, lower back and neck, which is super important in wrestling and jiu-jitsu, but I decided knees first. Why? Knees are more pressing, okay, because when you injure your knee, you're out for a long time, you go through atrophy, you can't walk around. It's a very, very difficult injury to manage, okay? If you hurt your shoulder and you have a very bad shoulder injury, it takes a lot less time for recovery, and you don't have to worry about calibrating your shoulders again. But since you're always walking on your legs, there's actually a very sensitive issue, which is like calibrating the legs once again, which is very difficult. I haven't met anybody yet who can do it successfully over and over again. Okay, so it's not necessarily true that if you tear one ACL, you'll tear the other eventually. I've seen people who only ever had one ACL tear and were good for life, or for, let's say, over 10 years. They finished their career, they were good. But it's not very common. Okay, so I've personally avoided all ACL tears. My system I've never had an ACL tear. Thank God. Okay, till this day. Now, I trained so much, guys. I trained so much for 20 years. I started training in my 20s, so I'm in my 40s, but my body still feels the same. Okay, my body still feels like when I was 20. I have more power, more speed, more endurance, more stability, more strength in my knees. My knees are pain-free, even though I've had ligament tears, LCL, MCL, multiple times, meniscus tear. Some of those I had to learn the hard way, guys. I got really smart, did a lot of research on knees. How do you keep your knees healthy? And I found that a lot of what physios were giving me was too easy. Like, my sport is harder than this. My sport demands more stability than this. So I said to myself, you know what? They're training me like they would train a tennis player or a basketball player or a soccer player. You know, the stability needed in MMA is so greater that I decided to take the stability exercise up higher a notch, higher and higher. Now, I do add the Lunge Matrix in the video, which is inspired by the work of Michael Kogan, one of the top influencers in my training career. He wrote the New Power Program, which I thought was a fantastic book. Incredible material, a classic book. And I add that in there because I did it for many years. I find it super important, and it's a major, major element in keeping your knees healthy. But there's more than that. I have a large section on explosive, low impact plyometrics. Low impact plyometrics are super important for keeping your legs healthy, especially the knee. I talk about training the foot. I have a nice segment on training the foot. Your knee rests on your foot. If your foot and ankle are not super strong and super stable, it's a matter of time before you injure yourself, sprain your knee. Okay, would you build a house of cards on a wobbly table? You would not. Okay, I don't care how good you are at building houses of cards. That table wobbles, the whole thing's coming down. The foot has to be trained thoroughly. Now, I go through a very simple exercise. Guys, you need almost no equipment, pretty much just a stability ball. That's all you really need. And I show you so many exercises where you need nothing but your own body weight. Okay, so you can use dumbbells, you can use kettlebells. There is some of that. I show you different variations. I show you on the squat rack what to do. But even if you don't have a squat rack, it's not necessary. It's not obligatory. Okay, so guys, the number one question I've been getting is, how do you take care? My knees are hurting, coach. Help me with my knees. I had one student walk up to me. I can't wait till you make your video on knees. I'm like, you know what? I'm putting that on top of the list. I got so many videos to make, but that's the one video I'm going to do because it's such a question I get all the time. Now, you guys know that I'm a huge proponent of Kelly Starrett's work, Becoming a Supple Leopard. It's in there. I reference it. I tell you that it's part of the system. It's so important that you guys master alignment and keeping your muscles limber. Remember, tight muscles pull you out of alignment. It's in my videos as well. I give you guys a summation of it. I give you guys a good, quick, you guys know me, no fluff, straight to the point. In the first 45 minutes of that video, you can have a visual of everything you need to know. The rest is like, I can do that later. I can watch that later when I'm on my commute. The second part is a podcast. Listen to it in that way, you know, when you have your leisure time. And you may never even listen to it at all. If you follow the first half, you may never injure your knee ever again. Okay, so you might have some bumps and bruises here and there, but you'll be fine. The second part, the podcast part, kind of tells you the why of the system. Now, you might not be interested in the why. I talk also about why I don't go knees over toes. Okay, and I'm going to talk about that now a little bit. By the way, for those of you who've been asking if I'm going to be podcasting with knees over toes, I've reached out to him. We agreed to podcast together. However, he wants to do it in person. So I'm going to wait till we cross paths and meet in person. I really look forward to it. I'm sure there's a lot we can learn from one another. I'm very interested to see what he does in the system. However, in my opinion, as of now, I do not do knees over toes, barring a few exceptions, okay, which I explained in the video. I don't do it with a load on my back. I don't do it for reps. I only get into that position in a very few instances, but never with a load on my back, okay, never carrying a load. Why? You know, I've corresponded with Charlie Francis, the man who trained Ben Johnson over the years, back in the day, many years ago, and I was talking to him, asking him questions. I was a follower of his, and I was asking him about certain issues, and he was telling me, be careful. You know, yes, when you shoot a double, your knee might go over your toes. Yes, you get some of that in your sport, of course. However, every time you do that, you create some inflammation, some shearing, some deterioration, and your body goes through a recovery process when you're sleeping at night, when you eat, you rest, your body rejuvenates. But if you do that on the mat when you're wrestling, kicking and punching, and then you go and you do it with your weights, you're getting too much of that. It becomes redundant. It becomes an overuse injury. Just because my knee goes over my toe when I do certain movements in martial arts doesn't mean I want to do that with a load on my back. Okay, when I do build my muscles in the weight room, or when I'm doing conditioning, I want to build those muscles in a way without creating shearing, without stressing the joint, without creating any extra inflammation in my joints, okay? I'm building the muscle. I'm not building the joint. I'm not wearing down the joint, okay? You cannot build the joint. You can only protect the joint, okay? Now, of course, the joint can become less sensitive. The bones can become more robust. The ligaments can become more robust with stress over time, but I don't want direct stress onto my joints, okay? That's, in my opinion, a no-no. It's a very, very bad idea. Whenever you're in alignment, the stress goes onto your bones. The bones get stronger. If you're out of alignment, the stress goes onto your joints. Joints wear out, and they wear out quick. Okay, so let's be really smart about it. Let's keep our joints protected with proper alignment and very strong and stable muscles. That's why the Strong and Stable program will give you a level of stability that is far superior than anything you're going to see out there on the internet. Okay, mixed martial arts, we have the most brutal sport. If you have stability like we have, don't worry about any other sport you play. If you play tennis, or you're a basketball player, or you're football is an exception, guys. Okay, football, I'll say it's as bad or worse than martial arts. Let's say, I don't know, you play bowling, ping pong. No, something more something more physical. I don't know, let's say you're a sprinter, or you're a track and fielder, or what's out there that's really tough, you know, like hockey or lacrosse, or whatever it is you guys play. Okay, strong and stable muscles are the key. Proper alignment, strong and stable muscles. It's what it comes down to. So in the demonstration, you see me jumping up on the exercise ball. Guys, don't ever try that unless you've been doing this program for a long time and you have incredible stability in your legs, okay? I show how to squat up and down on the ball. There are progressions to that, but jumping up on the ball, even the guys who are really, really good at squatting on the ball, I don't recommend it. One little mishap and you end up on your back injured, okay? So, of course, never do any exercise when you're not on a mat, etc. The equipment needed for this program is very, very minimal, okay? You could use dumbbells and an exercise ball. You'd have everything. I do also show box squatting, guys. Box squatting is amazing for building power and strength. I talk about the Fred Hatfield concept. I go through all that in the video. If you don't get that far in the video, it's fine. You're good. You're still good. The first half of the video is the most important. The first 3 quarters. I give it to you in a nutshell. Blitzkrieg, fast, to the point. You guys know me. To the point, clear and concise, to the point. It's 2-hour video, but it's like a 5-hour seminar. It's like a 5-hour seminar, sitting, taking notes, getting tortured with a slow speaker. You know me, I get straight to the point. That's how I like to learn. That's how I like to teach. It has to be clear, concise, and to the point. But you might want to rewatch it down the line. A couple of years from now, a couple of months from now, you rewatch it. You got a little sprained knee. You go back and you refresh your memory. Guys, in the first part, I talk about knee position, the concepts, understanding knee position. Just understanding knee position, you're going to keep yourself from being injured. You're going to do a massive, you're going to have a major increase in your ability to prevent knee injuries. Guys, I forgot to mention, I promised I would mention the kids program at Tristar Gym is back on. I forgot to mention it. There's a link in the description. For those of you in Montreal who are asking me all the time, please guys, check the link in the description. The program is back on. We got our own separate building, not separate building. It's within the Tristar building, but a separate locale, a beautiful new facility just for the kids. There's no worry about cross-contaminate. It's all, the kids have their own section, and it's amazing. They have a jungle gym. It's beautiful. We have world-class martial arts training for kids. Your kids are going to have a great time. Check in the link, check in the description for the link. Guys, back to the Strong and Stable program. It's super necessary. All my members, Tristar Gym, you're all going to get a copy of it. It's super important. If you're lifting weights, you're going to learn how to neutralize your neck, your back, your knees, keep everything in alignment, build strong and stable muscles. Strong and stable muscle, guys, produces better performance. If you squat and you increase your squat, we have so much science that tells us, look, that doesn't necessarily translate to success on the field. That doesn't, just because you added 20 pounds to your squat doesn't mean you're stronger on the field. Maybe you're stronger on the bar, not necessarily on the field. When we test you, we time you, actually sometimes the numbers go down. Why is that? I explain it. You want to train like a Ferrari, not like a tow truck. 99% of sports require power, not strength. Okay. Now, stability allows you to apply more power. So you have existing power, but you can only, remember in the intro, I was talking about what if you're trying to cross a wobbly bridge? I have the power, but I can't use it. Why? The bridge is wobbling. If I use that power, I'll fall and hurt myself. The brain is very similar. If the brain feels your body's unstable, it will not allow you more power. Okay, so stability equals power. So we want to cultivate power, cultivate stability, and that'll allow us to take the brakes off when we're competing and just let that power flow. Okay, guys, with that said, I have to catch a flight. I'm headed to London. That's why I'm headed to London for the UFC. That's why I didn't do it live. I would have loved to do it live, and I'm going to do another video in the near future, and we will, I know you guys are going to have a lot of questions, but till then, my friends, enjoy. Don't forget the promo code SSP20, Strong Stable Program. The Strong and Stable Program 20, SSP20. It's right there on your screen. Get $20 off and enjoy, my friends. Stay injury free. I can't wait to hear you guys' review. I'm absolutely sure you guys are going to love it. I'm totally confident in that. Please do enjoy, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Thank you.